Hello, everyone. This is Maria, Inspiring Human Potential, Inner Growth, content creator and podcast host. It's our third weekly roundup for Monday motivation for my lovely IHP community. So we get to take a look at what we discussed last week with those lovely 3 takeaways. Last week we focused on facing fears and insecurities, love and structure, and the leadership that comes from tapping into your higher infinite human potential. Now, we didn't talk about them in those ways, but those who tuned in know, and if you haven't, you can always go back and pick out of the 7 days. There's plenty to choose from. Your 3 takeaways are as follows. So 1, facing fears and insecurities. We discussed how self-love and trust in life, as well as practicing these feelings of trust, they help you to have a sense of ease as the pieces to your life fall into place, because we tend to want to know sooner than later, whether for excitement, whether for fear. These are the aspects that we get to deal with inner growth, that mindset and journey we discuss. You have the potential, because you're choosing to pause, allow yourself to be in a place of flow from within you, explore the insecurities and fears with love that comes from your heart, and then the thoughts, meaning those things that are important. You don't put them to the side. You actually walk yourself through them with love of self, as well as that neutrality towards the external that we discuss. So this active participation is what you gain from your inner growth journey and mindset. As you're practicing it, you realize that you can unfold alongside your life. Because you are choosing to allow slowly to gain that trust. It's practice because it requires those past experiences with fears and insecurities, or the ones you're dealing with. You are the one who's choosing, okay, I'm going to create another feeling, that of flow, and I will get through the aspects by thinking. At the end of the day, most fears, unless physically threatening, and even insecurities, they are concepts. They exist, but they're explored up here, and your heart feels them all the time. So you resolve those areas, and you allow yourself to empower the day-to-day, because you're practicing to be actively participating with emotions and thoughts in your day-to-day life. And believe me, those who have been tuning in for a long time already know this, but anyone who it's the first time even come across anything related to inspiring human potential and inner growth, you really look back and see how life has always allowed you to level up. The feelings of fear and insecurity are part of that growing up. It's part of the unknown elements that even psychologists speak about, the human condition with the tomorrow. So moving on to takeaway 2, love and structure. They are helpful in guiding you together towards your objectives and goals in life. Love gives you the ability to be malleable, meaning flexible, understanding, and patient, both with yourself and with the structure itself, whether you are agreeable or disagreeable with it. The structure provides you with the outline to follow as you pursue your objectives and goals from the heart, in a way that allows you to integrate them into something practical that will make a difference within the structure itself. So within society, the world, whatever you're pursuing is always going to be important. How are you going to make it come true, to come and become a part of our world, if you don't allow yourself to work with the structure? So it's not about agreeing with everything. It's about understanding if you're going to make that difference, you work with it. And also that's how that emotional intelligence, those people who speak about that, this is why it's a leadership quality. They're able to move beyond in such a way that allows to put aside the preferences, not because they don't have them or feel them, but because they want to bring something tangible to the world. Which leads us to these 2 above takeaways help you to tap into your higher infinite human potential in the absence of learning to deal with fears, unknowns. And really it's about acquiring the familiarity with the empowerment that you are every day in your life. So it's dealing with moving beyond, eventually leading to an empowered feeling and recognizing fear as you pursue the different levels of the inner growth program. But it's also about love and structure, not because you agree with everything, but because if you're going to make the change in the world, you achieve that through compromise. Even though it's not compromise, it's more you're listening. And then thanks to that neutrality, you're like, okay, these are the points that can come together. See, your brain is malleable too. And therefore, you practicing neutrality allows you to see the bigger picture, which allows you to bring all these pieces together. So as you apply those first two takeaways, you tap into your higher infinite human potential, and you acquire leadership skills in your communication efforts, in your behaviors, and your day-to-day interactions. These bring forth neutrality and unconditional love at all times, primarily because you, first of all, are choosing them, for without them, you're not pursuing inner growth. If you stay in duality, you are segmenting. Neutrality is where you allow all pieces, so you look at the opposites. And then with love, you allow yourself to put aside a minute the judgment as you figure out, how can I bring all these differences together? And in fact, leading in this way with unconditional love and neutrality, you bring unity where there are differences or conflicts, whether external or internal conflicts. And the resolutions that you find are always all-inclusive of the components involved, from your person, the human elements, the essence of you elements, the unknown of life elements, the mental and emotional layers of you. The body is included. We've begun talking about these in the podcast episodes. And you also have all people included, meaning you're not going to put somebody to the side or make them feel unwanted or unimportant or unnecessary. It's not part of your mindset at all. Your mindset is, okay, we're different. How can we bring unity? It's accepting that there are differences. I look forward to hearing from you all about the takeaways, and for anybody who is new, just so you know, coming forth, there will be bonus podcast content for patron members. I will share more when the time is right. And as always, I'm also in the process of writing the Be Proud to Be Human series and the Inner Growth Mindset book. That's going to come later on. Lastly, I will keep you updated about the Inner Growth Program, the online course that is ready. It's just a matter of finding a time to get all the pieces where I need them to be. So I look forward to being back next week. Ciao for now.